Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Modern Warfare 3 Veteran Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Persona non Grata, and this is still in Act 1, I believe. And at the start of this, you're going to have an AK-47 with a red dot on it, and we're going to be defending this courtyard in this place that for some reason reminds me of Tibet. I'm not too sure where in the world it is. I've not had too much sleep, thanks to the midnight launch of this game, so you'll have to forgive me. But this section here, you can probably lay on your belly and not do anything. Don't get too gung-ho or too crazy, because you will die probably. And this mission is probably, which I've said about 3 times in the last few sentences, so I apologise for that, one of the most challenging missions so far, except for that very first road, which is the hardest part of the game. And the reason I say this is there is a couple of areas when we get out of this courtyard where we have to push down a road, and if you get unlucky on that sequence, you will get your ass slapped for quite some time. And there is nothing worse unless you like that type of thing. But you've got to come over to Soap first and start administering with a lovely injection to the chest, which just looks very brutal considering it's supposed to be for medicinal purposes. And what we're going to be doing now is we're playing as a character called Yuri, and we're going to be following Price and pretty much doing what he says. So when you come out of the room, there's going to be 2 guys that will come through the wall after you kill the first guy. I've picked up this light machine gun and I don't know its name, but I really like this gun. It's got nice iron sights and it's very powerful. I swap out my AK for the G36. The logic behind this is I wanted to show as many of the weapons off in the game as I could. I didn't want to be going through the same guns and make the guide super boring. I wanted to show people a nice representation of what you can get when you play. And this sequence here, you just have to kill a ton of people until the AI tell you to push forward. And I sit by this lovely ornament here, and I pick people off nice and simple. But this level can get hard quick, and in the last video I said that this level would have an AK-74U on it. I told a lie. It's on the next level, my bad, I completely forgot. But there's a couple of cool guns on this one, especially the G36, which they brought back from Call of Duty 4, and to me it feels a lot more powerful, but that's probably because this is the single player. In the multiplayer, all the guns will have different values, and probably perform completely different. But just don't get too crazy, stay in cover. Every time you get shot you need to lay down and hide somewhere to let yourself regenerate. Aside from that, there's not too much strategy to this first sequence. The hard part starts when we kick our way through this gate coming up. So you're going to come over here, Price will kick it. You'll get your checkpoint just there. You can see the people on the street. I'm waiting for Price. There he is. And he's going to go and kick it, you silly bugger. Kick it. So we're going to wait for him to kick it. He will kick it though, because he's good like that. There we go, there's the kick. And there's going to be 3 guys on this street immediately ahead of you, and they will kill you really quickly if you don't pick them off. So I hit them from the gate, and I push forward, and I get, I think, behind one of the vehicles. Yeah, I'm going to come over to this Land Rover or whatever the hell this is here. As long as you lay down, you're generally safe. If somebody can see you, you're not safe, obviously, and there's a lot of situations where I put myself into some pretty funny positions and shit my pants quite frequently shooting back at them. But it's one of those things where you're going to make mistakes as you push forward because the spawn system on this game is so random. But this first area, you want to push forward as quickly as you can. What I've just done there shouldn't work, and a lot of the times it doesn't. But I know if I get into this house, I'll get a checkpoint on this balcony. So if you push over here, you can kill the mounted gunner, and you will get a checkpoint. It'll pop up eventually. I'm trying to hit these guys from up here, and it's not the best strategy because they can kill you a lot quicker than you can kill them. You need to be very, very mindful of that. You do have plenty of grenades though, so feel free to use them. The last half of this level is you controlling a robot, proper Johnny 5 style, and you're not going to need any of your ammo, so just use as much as you can. And just try and be as intelligent as possible, because I died a lot here. And the first time I came through when I wasn't recording, I didn't have too much of an issue, but on my recording run I don't know if I was trying to do it too fast or if I was just being too cocky, but I got killed a lot. So I pushed down into the bottom of this house and then I lay down, and as soon as I get my life back I'm probably going to try and cross this street, because as long as you can push down this street, you can make the AI guys on your team follow you, and when they follow you they will kill enemies just through design, and you'll hopefully push them back and you'll get the checkpoints that we're pretty much waiting for now. And as you just saw then, a bunch of spawns are going to come running down the street towards the rest of your team. Just stay in cover, pick them off, using whichever guns you want. If you push back here, it gives you a little bit of distance just in case anybody rushes you, and that way you're going to take more than 1 or 2 bullets, because the bullet damage is elevated the closer you are. So if you get a little bit of distance, you will survive a lot longer. It's basic science, really, I guess. Basic game design as well. But there's a few things I noticed on this that I couldn't quite shake, and one of them is the character models. And even though this is an advancement on the previous engine, the character models do not look half as good as what they did in Modern Warfare 2. Makarov looks completely different to what he used to look like, and Soap's face is different too. It doesn't look nowhere near as, I don't know, I'm not what I'm trying to say, streamlined maybe, or I don't know, glossy. Maybe glossy is a better adjective for this, but he doesn't look as good as he did on Modern Warfare 2, and I find that very strange. And don't get me wrong, he doesn't look bad, he just doesn't look like the Soap that I remember, and maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's my memory. If I went back and played it, it probably looks the same, but I get the feeling that the models are very different, and it made me wonder whether or not there's something to do with the lawsuit, where if they were to make another Modern Warfare, because of the rights that the original creators might still have some power to wield, maybe they had to make small alterations. This is me completely pissing in the wind and probably nothing to do with the subject at all, but just leave a comment if your guys feel the same, because it just feels like Soap looks different and the character model on him doesn't look as polished. But once you enter this hut, Price is going to lift up this lovely Terminator 2-esque hidden cache of weapons and ordnance and things. And one of them is going to be a remote control robot, something that you'd probably see in like a Homefront game or something. And it's a fun sequence. It does have regenerating life if anybody's worried about the vehicle section being bullshit. That is a piece of intel I picked up. I will not be finding them all, so I do apologise if I just gave you some false hope. But this is the vehicle section anyhow. And the best advice I could say is use your Gatling gun for everything. As soon as you get swarmed, use your grenades. You only have 24 grenades, but the grenades are the win button in this system. They are super useful, and they will kill a lot of dudes in a very quick period of time. But this first area is dead simple. Just mow down people in the smoke, shoot the choppers, which I'm completely ignoring right now. I'm not too sure why. I should really be shooting it, but I haven't. I was so focused on the game, apparently I didn't see the giant glowing red box. But just push your way down here, killing as many people as you can. As soon as you see your screen start to pixelate, you need to take cover. Taking cover with this robot can be a little bit challenging at times, because it's not exactly, you know, a Ferrari. It's closer to Johnny 5 than anything else, and he was never very graceful. But this is the first real area that you might have some troubles with it, because a bunch of guys will spawn on that balcony there where I'm shooting, and a bunch of people will come from when you move through this area. So just bear in mind, as soon as you hit this invisible tripwire, these choppers will turn up. There's 2 there, and there's a checkpoint. And then once you kill these 2, I think there's another 2 to your left. The choppers themselves, though, they are not really the big threat on this level. The threat is when you get swarmed by a bunch of guys. That is the only real time you have to watch out. And you can fail if you don't protect Price and everybody, but that is exceptionally difficult to do because this robot is so damaging. So for this next section, when you move forward, you'll trigger a bunch of guys to go on that next bit of the building site. So just hit them and use this bit for cover so that they can't get a direct shot on you. And just be aware when you start taking damage that if there's no cover around you, it's going to be much difficult when you've got, you know, the last bit of your life left, rather than having a full life to go and find some. And as soon as you find some that works for you, make sure you hug it, and you'll never have an excuse then to die, because the rest of it is simple once you've done that first part. This bit here is just all about nuking them with your grenade launcher, because we've saved a bunch of them, and this is exceptionally simple. Kill a bunch of guys running in the big crowd, kill the chopper, kill more guys. There'll probably be another chopper. There's your checkpoint just in case you die a few times, and it's all pretty simple stuff. But the campaign is, I say it's short, it always feels long when you play it the first time. You watch the cutscenes, it feels long. I start on veteran, so it's longer because you're dying quite a lot, and I don't know how I would actually compare it to the other ones, because I always think the one I play is the best and the other ones weren't as good. But when you go back and play them, you realise they're all kind of pretty good, and they're all pretty good for different reasons. I liked Black Ops a lot, and I know a lot of people didn't. They didn't like the campaign at all, but there was something about the Black Ops campaign that I thought was really, really fun. And I'm not too sure if this one beats it, but it's definitely a fun alternative. So now we're back in control of Yuri. You have to run back towards the Price and the rest of them, but you never get there because that drone hits this piece of cover, and we have to do this really bizarre controlling the slide down the hill moment that doesn't make much sense because there's nothing to dodge, there's no real length or game to it. You just fall into this river and then get washed up later on, and then the level ends. So a bit of a strange choice from the developer to let you have that 10 seconds of control. Not too sure about it myself, because there's games like Uncharted where they make it look like it's a cutscene, yet you're still in control, and then there's things like that which is nowhere near as refined or as intuitive, but it does its job, I suppose, and we're still alive somehow with our lovely tattooed arms and our fingerless gloves, because that's just how we roll. But that is it, people. That is the end of the level. Every so many levels you beat, you will get a bunch of achievements for doing them on Veteran, which is one of the main driving forces for a lot of people, so hopefully you'll get some lovely digits at the end of that. And as always, you take care now.